Nine drum, Namoria, Sagara, Rosa, Duhoira Jaya, Tatavaya, Arahate, Samyek Sambuddha, Ammoy Sarvanda Thangate, Yarahate, Samyek Sambuddha, Namo Hariya, Alo, Haraya Bodhisattva, Ahasatoya Mahakarami, Aidya Dhamam Darada, Kirendhira, Itte Om Detsu Detsu, Usoime Usoma Chittendunai Mahari Soha. Nine Jaya Namo Hariya Jaha Sagam Virota Duhaira Jaya Tatavaya Arahate Samyek Sambuddha Namo Sarvada Thangate Yarahate Samyek Sambuddha Namo Hariya Alo Haraya Bodhisattva Ahasatoya Mahakarami, Aidya Dhamam Darada, Kirendhira, Itte Om Detsu Detsu, Usoime Usoma Chittendunai Mahari Soha. Nine Jaya Namo Hariya Jaha Sagam Virota Duhaira Jaya Tatavaya Arahate Samyek Sambuddha Namo Sarvada Thangate Yarahate Samyek Sambuddha Namo Hariya Alo Araya Soto Aha Sotoya Makaroni Adya Dharada Dere Dere Duru Itte Onde Sanitza I told him, soy me, somari, sitten zonay makunay, so. At night, Jaya, Namo, Jaya, Saga, Merota, Duhaira, Jaya, Arahate, Samyek, Sambuddha, Namo, Sarvada, Thangati, Arahate, Samye Sambuddhaya Namo Arya Alo Charaya Bodhisattva Ahasatoya Akaruhika Adyaya Dhamdara Dhire Dhire Itte Onde Sanitza I told him, Soy me, somari, Etten zonay mapaye, so.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kumpen, and it is my great joy and honor to warmly welcome each and every one of you to this very special celebration of His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama's 91st birthday, together with the consecration of our newly completed Thousand-Armed Chenrezig Statue. Today is a day of profound gratitude, rejoicing, and celebration. We have gathered together to honor the extraordinary kindness, compassion, and wisdom of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and to rejoice in the fulfillment of one of Kyabje Lama Zompa Rinpoche's long-held wishes, the installation and consecration of this new, beautiful, thousand-armed Chenrezig statue, a symbol of infinite compassion for all sentient beings. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we gather today and pay my respect to the elders, past, present, and emerging. We extend our heartfelt welcome to our distinguished guests, our venerable Sangha members, Councillor Winston Johnson, OM, Councillor Joy Natoli, members of the Chenrezig Institute community, and all our visitors. Thank you for blessing this occasion with your presence. Just a few housekeeping reminders. Please, if you can turn your phones to silent. The emergency exits are located at the front and back of the Gompa. And the toilets are located at the end of the Lotus House, just there on the left side down, and near the Big Love Cafe. And if you require any assistance, please speak to a staff member wearing a yellow vest. Thank you. And our ceremony will begin by welcoming His Holiness the Dalai Lama, followed by the long mandala offering offered by our resident teacher Geshe Phuntsok Tsultrim. This offering of body, speech, and mind in a Tibetan Buddhist tradition, symbolizing our deepest devotion, gratitude, and respect. Please have a seat. It is now my great pleasure to invite the chairperson of Chenrezig Institute, Mr. Colin Crosby, to officially open today's celebration.
Wow, isn't this a grand day to find yourself still alive and breathing, huh? I'd like to second Kumpen's welcome to everyone, especially our special guests come all the way from India and Bhutan, I believe. Councillors Joe Notoli, Winston, welcome. Thank you for taking time out your busy schedules. So, yeah, as Kumpen mentioned, Monday was His Holiness the Dalai Lama's 91st birthday, and he's the embodiment of wisdom and compassion of Chenrezig, and his tireless work for the Tibetan people and the country, and indeed all sentient beings to be free from suffering and only have happiness, is very well documented. And Geshe-la will be speaking later on, who's much more knowledgeable and qualified to speak about His Holiness's qualities than me. So we just always pray for a long life for His Holiness, and that his prayers and wishes for the Tibetan people, for the country, and for all sentient beings to come to fulfillment as quick as possible. So then this other wonderful, special, dual purpose occasion that we're here for is the consecration of this stunningly beautiful new Thousand-Armed Chenrezig, which has been a long, long time coming. This was first told to us by Lama Zopa Rinpoche, Ilsa, was it 15, 20 years ago? Have we worked out yet? Long time ago. I think maybe close to 20 years ago we were told to find a new Chenrezig statue. This one is a direct replica of the one in Amitabha Buddhist Center in Singapore, which is one of our FPMT's centers, sister centers, and some of those members are here with us today as well. Thank you very much for coming all the way. Rinpoche was intricately and detailed involved with the two sculptors, Peter and Denise Griffith, in every detail of the statue, every step of the way. So this is really a reflection of his mind here for us. the journey of it getting here will be explained in a lot more detail from the two people who were pretty much 100%, take the credit for having it actually finally being here with us. Venerable Leosa and Calvin, they will tell you more of the journey. The main point that I'd like to make is that this is Rinpoche's wish finally fulfilled, and it is enormous joy and relief to us for finally seeing it here. And I'd like to say thank you to Paul Chappelle, who did a lot of the preparation work, and to all the many hands who, I can't actually say made light work because it wasn't anything like light work. The main aura came out through this hole in the louvers from outside, and the body came up through the main front door. But it was a magnificent piece of group team effort to get it in here safely and successfully without any hitches or damage. I think welcome again, and thank you for coming to make this an extra special day for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin, for your heartfelt words. I would now like to warmly invite Councillor Winston Johnston to share a few words with us.
Well, how many of you had to walk in here? Yeah, it's a real privilege to be here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and all of the people from Chenrezig for inviting me and for making me so welcome today. It's a privilege to have the Chenrezig Institute in Division 5, which is the division which I represent. And on the way walking in here, I realised that this is probably the closest that you would get to the mountains of Nepal. But it's quite a way up in here, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, having said that, I have always admired the Dalai Lama, and to learn today that it was his birthday yesterday, which is the same day as my birthday, was a real privilege. So I'm sure that this dedication today will be very much appreciated, not just by the people who belong to the Institute, but also by the community who have assembled here today and those who couldn't make it today. So thank you very much. I look forward to hearing more about the journey that that this has taken to get here, and also to meeting more of the people here. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Johnston, for your thoughtful and inspiring speech. I now invite Mr. Kelvin Yu, President of the Buddhist Council of Queensland, to offer a few words.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the dignitaries, the VIPs, the Venerable Sanghas who are here with us. Some come from a long way, India, Bhutan, Tibet, some from Australia. And I'm wearing a number of hats while standing here today. I'm currently the acting director for Chenrezig Institute while we're looking for center director. For those of you who are interested, send me the CV. It's a wonderful job to, to be here every day, waking up with the birds. And also, I'm the president of the Buddhist Council of Queensland, whose job is to unite all Buddhists from all traditions. And it's wonderful today to see that we have a strong presence here of Sangha members and Buddhists from different traditions joining us with this beautiful celebration today. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the generosity of all of you who have contributed your time, your resources, your money towards the event today. The Queensland government, the Ministry of Multicultural Affairs have also provided a grant that helped us to pay for some of the logistics and the arrangement that we have. And also the Buddhist monastery Phật Đà, the Vietnamese Buddhist monastery Phật Đà, have very kindly sponsored and also prepared the lunch that we all have to enjoy this afternoon. And we also have a very strong presence from Phật Đà Monastery. There are about, I think, at least 150 of you here today in this room. So thank you very much. I think the connection with Phật Đà has been established long time ago. And if you may know that there's a Bodhi tree in the garden with a lot of statues, that Bodhi tree has produced a seedling which has been provided to Phật Đà Monastery about 40 years ago. And since then, Phật Đà Monastery has been continuing growing Bodhi tree, and I think you have now more than 10. So welcome back. That's your connection. I also like to acknowledge our dear Dharma brother, Hap Cheng. Hap Cheng over here, a world-renowned Feng Shui master. If anyone needs any Feng Shui consultation, just give me a ring. He's only here on a short time until next Wednesday, so it's usually a very full schedule. This man has been an inspiration. For the last 4 decades, he's been working tirelessly for the Buddhism. He's based in Singapore. He's the founding president of the Amitabha Buddhist Center, our sister center based in Singapore. And the connection that we formed 3 years ago has materialized into a number of projects that we've been able to work together, and very much at the generosity of Hap Cheng and his time, and also all the connections that he managed to pull from all the members of the Amitabha Buddhist Center in Singapore. So thank you, brother. We also have flowers that you've seen today, beautiful flowers being sponsored by a number of individuals. If I miss your name, I apologize. So Jan and Leonard Pether, Lynette Du, C. Graham, Vermo Namdak's group, Lynn Dugan, Jennifer LeGreen, and many more, and I'm sure. And thank you so much. And also the drinking water that you will be enjoying today is from our local water company. It's from the Mount Biwa natural spring water. Every year they've been very kindly donating a lot of water for us, free of charge. So it's beautiful water that we source locally. So without repeating what Colin already done, I think I'd like to firstly give a quick introduction of the setup of Chenrezig Institute. Many of you who may have been here before a long time ago, or maybe for the first time. So Chenrezig Institute has been established since 1974, so 52 years. And this September, we'll be celebrating our anniversary, and there will be an annual 3 days event called the Big Love Festival. So I hope all of you will come back. If you like what you see today, you're going to see it in a much bigger way, a much bigger celebration. So please come and join us in September. It's on the 11th, 12th, and 13th. Never fail to do some marketing. There's one other event that's coming up. That is the curated plate. And I'd like to mention that is in collaboration with the Sunshine Coast Council. It's been a long-running event to showcase the best of Sunshine Coast produce, food business. So, we've been very, very humbled to be selected this year to be part of this festival. And this will take place on the 25th of July. And it will be a day of beautiful meditation, yoga, and followed by lovely Italian themed vegan food on offer. So please join us, look us up. And what else do I want to sell? No more? Okay, all right. Okay, yes, sir. The statue. The history is actually going way back to the year 2000 when Lama Zopa Rinpoche requested that we should replace the statue that we originally had here with a bigger one. Since then, Venerable Elsa has been working tirelessly fundraising. Cost of a statue like this could be in like hundreds of thousands. And I'm sure Hapcheng, you wouldn't mind me sharing the cost of the one that the Singapore had. I think it was over 300,000. 300,000, yeah. Now, to raise something like that, it takes a long time. And the original artists who are now in their 60s, they're getting older. And when Hapcheng first came to Chenrezig Institute 3 years ago, he first suggested to me, well, let's get this done. So I said, yep, what's next? He invited me to go to Singapore to meet with the artists who happened to be there. So the artists are two English, would you believe it? Two English couple who live in France. So, this is international connection. They are the best sculptor, and they've worked solidly on all Buddhist sculpture all their lives under the supervision and the guidance of our Lama Zopa Rinpoche. So I flew over to Singapore, met with the artists, and finally sweet talking to dedicate another 3 years to build a statue for us at a fraction of the cost. But, as many things change, so they decided that they probably wouldn't be able to do that. And the next step was we started looking at alternative. And it was with the wisdom of another Dhamma brother here, Garrick, also from Singapore. Garrick is an expert in manufacturing in all kinds of materials. So between Hapcheng, Garrick, and myself, we came up with Plan B. And the Plan B was to use the technology called 3D scanning and 3D printing. So imagine trying to scan a 3.5-meter statue and then converting into a digital file, replicate it, producing it, printing it into what we're going to see today. So that journey took about a couple of years, I think, yeah. So the manufacturing was done mostly in China with a lot of the legwork, the scanning and detail redesigning and perfecting all the digital file for about 12 months by Garrick and his team in Singapore. So yeah, so finally we managed to get it all finished just in time for today's occasion, celebrating, Dalai Lama's birthday. And I think most of you would have heard this. His Holiness Dalai Lama is widely known to be the reincarnation of Chenrezig, which is the statue we're going to unveil today. So hence, it's such an auspicious occasion to be able to do this on his birthday. I think that's pretty much it. I'd rather leave it to the artists to contribute to the other, story experiences to share. So thank you very much again, and I hope you have a wonderful time. And if you need anything, please reach out to one of our staff members in a yellow vest or just come talk to me. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I can do it. Right. Here's the moment that we're going to unveil the statue. So I'd like to invite Geshe Sutram, please. Venerable Elsa, Colin.
说见到区别，上也当相就生活当也当老古所走，这些能给到当人们先解决过我们的本让我人的。上了我就就把它让我人们到我等我就走走，就到的有个所的个等等了，上到就到本到龙给能帮我就给把的是都是这个等我的没我自己等我就是说我是当的了人哦。我要说见到区别上也不上访我就我就就到上到就到那到龙给那帮马手就帮就都我就说我是当的哦。哦，我知道上街道街的，我就是到的街走到了街头的人跟我到街呢，想就是呢叫我多沿着当铺的人到，他也叫我爷爷的，街上把也叫我多，没到了做的姐姐，到了马街到了街头是要我的个街的老车老车，那些的那小把人小着那些别上街。上周上把东西到那个厕所，就是能给到那边自己结果那边那边两个人那边上了我下去嘛。当外人们到我的我就说，接到这样个说的是，等着路路走走就到那到龙跟的妈妈下给吧，这些都是这个的妈妈那把这些的妈就说我是这的上面早已这些我说到了那些都叫我自己的了上，我的了没多那就呢，要是人是在那没但是，现在当年的将军呢，你当时都到我身前，当着了也这姐呢，根本都把都我也这些没有多错多呢，龙给要问就问都是这个年的年是，上的年的有不？哦，我也公布给我姐姐多，那做这些真的就会小姐姐的可能做的那个的我的。我也当嘛，也当我也那这个那也我那这个这要不那马上嘛，马上了要不那马上嘛来，我也当我也对着我也那那要那这个对着要不那马上嘛来，我也当我也对着我也那我那要我这个对，要我的马上嘛那也说。我也不知道帮我自己让我当真的做就恐怖这么松绑。上街边我这边他之前我的年纪的年上街当我。哦，第一年我在没说了没有，我真的做家都是老早没有。谢谢东北这个那那谢谢别人，那就是对你那是你好。我也给他东北现在对面那是这老东北到了我也给这问，所以就让我走些东北姐姐，天天当先生。哦呀，长大了，我身边就落多，现在老爷这些也就把在了上把也先找我多，自然人们自己的毛哦。我呀，老婆送的我们祖边。
It is now my honor to invite Venerable Elsa Cameron to read a special message from His Holiness, the Dalai Lama.
So it's headed simply message. So His Holiness says, I extend warm greetings to all of you attending the joyful consecration of a new thousand-armed statue of Avalokiteshvara, which is the Sanskrit name of Chenrezig, at Chenrezig Institute. This is taking place as part of the Year of Compassion and the celebration of my 91st birthday. As a simple Buddhist monk, I do not attach much importance to birthdays, but what really matters is the opportunity such celebrations provide us to renew our commitment to loving kindness and to make its practice better known throughout the world. I have warm memories of visiting the Institute some years ago. That was in 2011. His Holiness blessed us by visiting. Then as now, I encourage followers of the Buddha to be 21st century Buddhists, engaging with the core teachings of compassion and wisdom, studying them, thinking about them, and applying them in daily life. Having examined what actually destroys our peace of mind, we need a new approach to education, from kindergarten right through to university, which can guide us in tackling our disturbing emotions. Just as we protect our health by observing physical hygiene, we must also take steps to adopt emotional hygiene. I believe that by employing our intelligence and common sense, we can tackle destructive emotions such as anger and anxiety, while steadily cultivating warm-heartedness, patience, and compassion. Ultimately, the essence of Buddhist practice, training the mind and cultivating a warm heart, can be of benefit to all humanity, regardless of religious background or belief. In this respect, a well-resourced library, particularly one that includes works on Buddhist philosophy and psychology, is a tremendous asset to any center of learning, and I hope yours is well equipped in this regard. I trust that every one of you taking part in this celebration will endeavor to lead a meaningful life and contributing in your own way to creating a peaceful, more compassionate world. With my prayers and good wishes, the Dalai Lama.
Thank you so much, Venerable Elsa. Now I would like to invite Chenrezig Institute Chairperson Colin Crosby and Calvin Yu to present gifts from ABC to the project team responsible for bringing the new Thousand-Armed Chenrezig Statue to us. We thank them for their tireless service and dedication.
Firstly, we'd like to invite Geshe Sutram to come forward to receive this gift. And a bit of background about this beautiful gold-plated Chenrezig. This has been the brainchild of our Dharma brother Hap Cheng from ABC Center. And the ABC Center has very kindly donated 5 pieces of this memento to recognize the contribution of the project team behind the scene that brought the fruition of the statue that's standing here today. So Geshe-la, thank you very much for your leadership, your guidance as always. Behind the scene, the hours and hours of phone calls and frustrations that you have had with me. Thank you for putting up with me. Next, I'd like to call on Venerable Elsa Cameron to receive this gift. Venerable Elsa, thank you for your decades of dedication in fundraising, in coordinating, for the how many years I can't remember. I think it will be more than 2 decades of ever since Rinpoche has requested for the statue, and you never cease to amaze me with his stamina. And thank you so much. And next, I'd like to call on Hap Cheng. Please, Hap Cheng, come forward. Thank you very much, Hap Cheng, for your inspiration and for all your guidance in the last 3 years in helping us miles and miles and miles away from Singapore, but you're never too far away. And we will continue to seek your guidance and follow your footsteps. And I appreciate the bond that we have developed between us and also between the two centers. And we will continue to work together in many, many more projects like this. It's really exciting. It's very tiring, but very rewarding. Thank you so much.
Geshe Sotrim, Kevin, Colin, to all of them brothers and sisters here, I just want to say a few words that I'm very privileged and very, very, very happy that I've been given this opportunity to collaborate with Calvin and Gary to fulfill our Guru's wishes to have the new Thousand-Armed Chenrezig at Chenrezig Institute. I think it's no coincidence that Chenrezig has returned to Chenrezig Institute after all these years, yeah? So I want to thank all my brothers and sisters here. Thank you for really giving me this opportunity that we have worked together to accomplish really was seemingly impossible, but it has materialized. Thank you very much, my dear brothers and sisters. You got the photo? You got the photo? Yeah.
And now I'd like to call on Gary. Please come forward, Gary. Garrick, you are the signs and the brain behind everything that was impossible made possible. And I'm very grateful for not only you, but also your mother, all your brothers and sisters who also kindly donated money towards this project. The journey has been very long, many, many frustrated hours that we stay awake thinking how to solve the problems every time the factory come back with problems. And so grateful to have you on this project. And again, like Hap Cheng, really enjoyed our journey together and working on this project. And I'm sure we will replicate many more beautiful Buddhist artwork for the world to see. Thank you very much for your dedication.
It is my great honor to invite now our resident teacher, Geshe Punsok Tsultrim, to offer us some words of inspiration.
동년 인지 송둔 주빌람 시제선제 강진 딘중고 차나데무 딘지 장술라 소원데스 젠도 눈두쇼. Good morning everyone. Welcome here for Dalai Lama's birthday. It's 90 years, 95 years, 1 years old birthday. Thank you so much. I have good translator here. And I have time, 45 minutes. 아니 젤로 직동 급자 던지 템시 로라야 되니 깜초 라마 이시다 라마 서버르 무시니 아니 지 낸델에 페니 아니 쳐서 디 젠리즈 쳐서 쑥 디 나로라야 단다 파르도 gyug droson tangi, penjug droson tangi, tutso tangi, and some of the trundle teni, tering on the Nendelaya, and Jawarmuchi Golo Guchu Kosila Pebi, and the Tungar Son Sabgin, the dish should to be Koko Yobada, Delaya chatting in a Pebi,
And so the center was established in 1974. Kyabje Lama Sopa Rinpoche and Lama Yeshe visited Australia in 1974 and came up here subsequently for the consecration of the land. And so over the years since 1974 and up until now, the center has undergone a massive transformation, as all of you guys can see. And it all happened, it was all materialized due to the kindness of so many people that have contributed in so many different ways, financially and otherwise, to the emerging of this center. And we can say culminating today, first of all, in the consecration of this amazing statue, but we also here, we come here together to celebrate the birthday of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And so many people have come from different places today to join this celebration. So welcome, everyone.
Lagdando nganzo chozo digi gotsubonni tandap hardo gyabgyo nangi di gyakab deres. Ani ngardi deres. Sani zong lejeba tigi deres. Tigi zongi lejeba solaya. Ani one turning a same thing. Terindele pebetele tuji chishu.
And so, of course, part of our ability to be here and flourish is the support of, first of all, Australia as a country and Queensland as a state, and also, the region of the Sunshine Coast, the council. So, thank you very much for coming here today and participating in this event. So, thank you very much for everyone.
난중원의 계란 속에 아니 롱번디 명망에 탁돈 디나로 여비지 아니 출루 링네 기토라야 직 최소 중에 간지 돌아야 계란 속에 직 명망치 대등 차도 셔바다 탁돈도 직 난도 직 아니 출루 가기 직 인정 소보 주야 돌아야 단다바도 겹겨 체자바 먼저 그 남의 지금 아주 샘디니 계란들에 구지였.
And so we do not forget the kindness and the contribution of the people on, from governance level, council level, all the people that have participated and supported our work in, first of all, creating here a Buddhist center, but we can say that also in our approach to spirituality, to the Buddhist tradition, we have been approaching it in a harmonious way, non-sectarian way. And so being able to participate in the tapestry of different religions, different spiritual traditions here, not only on the coast, but let's say regionally and in Australia, we are committed to continue to do that, to flourish as a Buddhist center, but also to work with others in a kind of reaching out to other spiritual traditions and other religions.
난도 내가 가르쳐 있느냐 추억도니 지 아니 mamang dedu tola kanji lega kharche bana kyaran chu gyabgyordi nganzole metametres nganzu royal company tawdi kyaran chu chagors gyasi gyadam baris nganzu singiyes.
And so for whatever we undertake, whatever we do, of course, we need the support of others. And so, the works that people on a, from the council level, government level, and so forth, the support that you have provided us with enables us to, let's say, use the two legs to walk around, so we are really deeply, indebted to your kindness.
Teni tediri jawarmuchon chungkarlaya teni chuso tsugni tanda pardo jangi gyutanya tizutanya and dindigi ani gedu gemba nyongshi ji pesha Tizole mixing to the number kundu similar you, Terina mixing some dishes.
And of course, also together with us today, we have some old students. When I say old, I don't mean the age, just people that have been around for quite a long time that have contributed not only financially, but also your time to the flourishing of the center. So thank you very much for, first of all, coming here today, but also for still being around.
Teni tata nganzo di chosham gundun la ya, nganzo wong ngapchu ngani ring la ya, ani chik choba dignong meba, chonyong mebige, ani chik chik kanden tawan jimbi migyan lan draw da, nan jonde sono sabi shinsa lan draw ngi shen tabi choba ti, nganzo ani chik rogelu bigi densa nangi ta chik ke cheshu di sanchin ani gyotote mingi chagi yores, di nangi ani gyume tasangi, ani changde chemo dus, nganzo rewa shuwa shizongi teri gyawaramu chik chongala ya peba, di peba tsammasin dus chik tsama tunge shishin teri dala dindi yabu chongya di, ani changde lan de pebi kadin inza, di tola nge miksik tsamdi yus. Omzir changde san.
And so, we've been around for 52 years. So when you think of being around for 52 years and being in this building for that amount of time, and we have a beautiful altar in which people have been making offerings for decades. So much, yeah. So much offerings for, for decades, repeatedly, uninterruptedly, for 52 years. So that has been also done with the support of the monastic system behind us, with the support of course, the Gelugpa tradition, which consists of many monasteries, and amongst them also are the tantric branches, the tantric colleges. And so we have here today also the chant master of Gyume Monastery with us, that is very kindly come and supported us with the proceeding of the day. So we are incredibly fortunate to be able to have such a good support for all the activities of the center for so many years.
Gyume Tazangi Omze di Nanzo Nanshingi Yigi Lotuk Matu Chen Omze Cheja din Mares. Pigi Sound with Sajuni Chibi, Sunday Jixon, Lapsare. Down Pronso Yonstova. Chogachali Yonstova. $2 yordas. Yonstova.
No.
Shogutonga Mamurdas.
And so just to give you kind of an idea of what the role is of a chant master in one of the tantric colleges. And so we have here in the Buddhist, in our tradition, the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, we also practice the tantric branch, and we have 3 major tantras that we practice in this tradition. So Yamantaka, Guya Samaja, Chakasambhara. And so for us, as you can say, ordinary people, ordinary practitioners, if we pick up a text and try to read through that, we stumble, we do it slowly, we stumble sometimes through the words, but someone of the stature of the chant master of Gyume Monastery has thousands of pages committed to memory, and they conduct all those major practices for memory. In a very, and it takes hours over hours of doing those practices. So we are really graced by the ability to hold someone like that today.
Tinza, but Dindi them Manaki Chemu Saman de la Pevni Tering on the Javaram Chigi, and a Golo Goshu Kojila Pepi, Tongar Sonzi Chiag, and Dindi Nimon Choyati, Manzo Hajan Kawasambu, but never the shingle does.
And as we said, we also, we gather here today for this, during this weekend, to celebrate the birthday of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, who's been very kind to us.
Any Tanji Dandanganzo Chenrezig Statue, Big Boss, Chamber say, Christy Lawson, and Yawaramaji called the Christy does. Gessi like Shade Lawson. In the Yawaramaji Koso took yon ding on the Sama Jotu Mares. In the kitchen, the Yawaramajale took yet Tamja she said Jores. And Ditolang in Dordish shoeings.
No, so as Kelvin, no, as Kelvin, the big boss of Chenrezig Institute, Kelvin, right? Colin, sorry, chairperson. I mean, in my mind, you conflate kind of like to the same person. Anyway. And so when we celebrate the birthday of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, we become mindful of the qualities of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Not only we remember them, we recollect the qualities of body, speech, and mind. Now, in some sense, you can say that it's not enough just to think of those qualities and to remember them. We also need to actively put them into practice. And in that vein, Geshe-la's thought of saying a few words.
여러분이 공기 두개 담자 지송거든요. 안주 냠len체 님만님만의 냠len체에게 내가 전부 쇼지 차고도 왔어요. 안주 드와 미지인 비차네 드와 미 산주 돌아야 갱키 거야다. 아니 딥이 공부를 땅 거야. 내가 안주 미지긴 게로 왔어. 그 여러분이 두개 담지지.
And so when you think of the requests or the hopes, the expectation, hopes you might say, that His Holiness have in us as practitioners, not only to remember His qualities, but to put into practice on a daily basis a certain approach to life in which we adopt as much as possible a pure conduct, a kind way of behaving.
대니 여러분이 갈 수 없으나 여러분이 콘 출력 바지 임비차니 최바지 임비차니 만두 출력 남편주 툰데시야 돼. 등한은 네비긴 잠벨이 내술을 대봐야나 출력 남편주 만 첨바치 야리견 잠벨이 나라 요타 총잡아 세매바지 차거랬어. 그래서 마음바디 싸니네 마용 야기 싸치 여바디 출력 편주 툰데시야 돼 임바디 야차 야다 말했어. And
so if you think of the commitments of His Holiness the Dalai Lama as a religious practitioner, one of his commitments is to bringing about religious harmony, spiritual harmony. For when we look at the state of affairs in this world at the present day, we can see how the world is divided by wars and conflicts, and a lot of it is also rooted or related to religion. And so one of His honest commitments in this life is to foster religious harmony.
Teni chigdi yawarmuchi mirik mangbuyo nani pyo kanjian bacheres. Chetan mirik samalo susu mirik di sachimbu tsigogores. 이내양 남수 미리라야 투모 많이 바지 여바디 벽에 깨다 이기 차고 그랬어.
So we have different people, different ethnicities living, prospering around the world. And of course, when we look at the features of each ethnic group, you can say that they have their own characteristics and qualities and so forth, and we regard them with a sense of respect. So we can also then think of those features, unique features of Tibetans living in the land of snow, particularly someone like His Holiness the Dalai Lama being a Tibetan.
네 토모마임바 가르친 차고 그랬어. 계정부 가르친 차고 그랬어. 만든 잠불린 디나라야. 되니 롱운이 하기 로르규여 대비 링니 짜침부디 남비기 송나를 요레스. 나넨다기 키비기 송나를 요레스. 저 남비체릭 남비따둑 남비직 저버 체험해발라 소비. 하장기 난좀 드로멜이야 건코 예비 링니 띵사부디 난좀 벽 깨다 이게 톨 여름마도 딜 야차 야탐바 제시 잡퉁인지 난 잠불린 나와 깨이세 요 말했어. 그래서 딘지기 nenga 질레스 있는 야오로무직 디톨이야 시오지기 누구는 거레스.
And so His Holiness the Dalai Lama, being a Tibetan person, of course, well versed in Tibetan writing, classical Tibetan, as well as spoken Tibetan, And you can say holding a tradition that is 2,500 years old, that encompasses so many different branches. When we look at the vastness of the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, preserving in their own language, Tibetan script, Tibetan letters, Buddhist science, Buddhist philosophy, and Buddhist conduct, Buddhist practice, which is rooted in non-violence.
Teni ta dinti gi ringni ting sabu di thongmen jongkong di gyagapagbi yores. Ina tandi chala nyamabi po cha yores. Ta di yangja charso chiadik yawrum chigi ani tukje tamja chigres. Ta di tola ngaransu kar chig shandib shyo yobayna shubayna ta di zambalin la ya pen toya dijik chagores ta.
And so this tradition originated from India, which used to host a great number of pandits, of scholars. But this tradition over the years, over the century, have declined in India. So the tradition is well preserved in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. And going back to the commitments, the missions of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, apart from, as we said, fostering religious harmony, is also preserving this century-old tradition that originates from India and make it available to us.
Dichigi pebo Koranzo keda yike de tsachimbu zodaji zingir samgar de di nedin tuksa zo di ngamtsung rangi miri tsamgi keda yike le ya shichun gechi di shego mares. The Jataman Zampani Chig dedin the Chig piggy chig and his sanjure Chig shidil ya took the bayanza that din yamcha drone digmudu something Yawamachi Gomba diresta thing on the shingores.
And so Tibetan people have their own language. They have their own writings, they have their own spoken language. And when we think of preserving the language, you might think that, well, it's preserving language of a people. But it's not just about that. It's preserving a language that through which we can provide the world with, first of all, a way of conducting ourselves, a method for conducting ourselves in a peaceful way, but also in a non-violent way, and also engendering, fostering mental wellness, a peaceful state of mind. And so when you think of His Holiness's mission, to being committed to the preservation of the Tibetan tradition, Tibetan language, Tibetan writings, classical Tibetan, and so forth. It's not just about preserving one's own culture, it's preserving a conduit through which we can help others engender those qualities of non-violence, being kind-hearted, being able to behave, to relate to others in a constructive and useful way.
There's Dor Dina, Nanzan Zambalingi Chigi, and Dedi Zambalin Chigi Shedigi, and it's our kind but di Neba Nibitone, Zambalin Ditolaya, Tabal Nanding in di, Yaurumuchi Yakchik or Chagores.
And also in thinking of providing the world around us with methods for engendering or for developing a way of making the most out of our life, making our life meaningful, creating mental and physical well-being. It seems that His Holiness is one of the foremost people, if not the best one, in teaching practices for making our life meaningful and also developing physical and mental well-being.
Things are Digi Lama di Zambalin di Tolaya Shuba Zangi Zambalin Shedilla Pengores. Kung Kuzitangores. Kung Shuba Zangi Zambalin Yachik and the same Tessa Gab Nisa Yuch Chagi of Anza and the Jaurum Kuzitang Chedung on the Karichi Guchona, Chetuana, the Dillachi Yomares.
And so we need someone like that to be around us in the world. We need someone like that to live for a very long time, to continue to guide us in this way. For us, this is the person that we rely upon. This is the person, this is you can say at the center of our heart, with person that we trust, and we have hopes in that person to continue to guide us for a very long time in cultivating all those values.
Tinza manzo nidon nishu tsabshi lola yawarmuchi 그 총괄 송지 시비 갑둘라 니 nidon nishu 상가라 간zo 미 갸타마 좀고dos 총괄 송지 시살야 다가라 미 갸탁 나닌 좀송스 베마스바 가보숑스.
And so we were here in 2024 and we celebrated His Holiness's birthday. It was probably his 89th birthday. And Geshe said that next year we have to have at least 100 people for the birthday celebration, and we had more than that. And this year we have even more.
테니 나닝이 총괄 송지 갑라야 로지망이 미 갸스 티티니 야war무치 제가 짜긴 슬라빈스 다르마살.
Oh, yeah. And so then we are, celebrating His Holiness's birthday. As Geshe said, we kind of had that idea that we have to have at least 100 people coming up for the birthday, for His Holiness's birthday celebration. And then he had another idea that we have to have at least a group of 100 people traveling all the way to India to meet with His Holiness Dalai Lama. So it will soon happen. What month are we going to India?
October.
Yeah.
아니 당니기 가비 라우나 녜딩인기 단다 고리지도 왔어. 가비 그 가르람는 연거라서 이제 대상 안주 달로 단단 안주 미자다 트루스 탐바 자자자다마 땡키 바인스. 걔는 배경이 바는 안주 미니게트에 차지였어. 안주 아니 진짜 주비기 생고라 조진 야워무치 제 야워무치 그 제가 쉬야 야워무치에 대주가 초천 사망 안주라서 진짜 주비 따리 주비 땡키였어.
And so the way that it works normally is that Geshe comes up with all these ideas and then he hands it over to Kelvin. And Geshe said, Ninja Kelvin, it's like, Pooh Kelvin. He's got all of Geshe's idea and then he needs to kind of put a plan together. So Geshe came up with that idea that will, Geshe and Kelvin came up with that idea that we'll have a group of 60 people going to India. And then it grew up to a group of more than 100 people and now a group of 200 people. And so everything is possible. So they're going to India together at the beginning of October. They've been in contact with His Holiness Dalai Lama's private office. And so not only they're going to have an audience with His Holiness Dalai Lama, but they're also going to offer a long life puja for His Holiness in October 14th, right?
오늘 잔이기 넘버 3기비 추 내던데 싱이치다 야워무치 꽃이 킹이지 뭐나 무슨 디나 야워무치 살지 제친 데니 천럽지 톱고야다 하장 개치 무차고면서 아니 이 꽃이 제거야 공공키고야 드레스.
And the idea behind organizing this tour, putting it together was, for us as, first of all, Buddhist practitioners, but you can also say we're following the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. We rely upon His Holiness the Dalai Lama as one of our foremost sense of inspiration. So if we have this opportunity to meet His Holiness even once in our life, this is such an amazing event, so much blessing in such an amazing event. And that was one of the main motivators to putting together a group that will go to India and visit His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
데니 nganzu tab pegi nande re so jawarmuchi gi tuda namba kondu nyamshe nande di ani chamse dan ni denjong tawa deres di ani lomban di nang lola ya chi chan sanchik lobnir chesach jansa ji tsuk tu ba na gacha gatamba di lomba di mele pengris.
And as followers of the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, relying upon the guidance of someone like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, when you think of the core values, the core practices that we use in our spiritual development, there are two. There is the conduct of non-violence that is paired up with the philosophical view of dependent origination, dependent arising. And so in order to be able to incorporate that, to develop that in a spiritual practice, we need to know how to do that. We need to study. We need to have an education program, study program in order to develop these two aspects, nonviolence, or a sense of love and care to others, together with the philosophical view of dependent origination. And so we have here a place of study that we can learn how to embody those values.
그래서 딘디기 지금 로미엘 칸쭉 이야기에 마차디 등이 민구스미 와이나 담다 케티코니 딘디 네팔레 드로치니 라마 이시다 라마 서버르지 덴데 슈지니 만두 쳐서 뜨거 깔레 슈기야스 만두 마차요스 마차 디톨라야 야게 땅고야디 소소도는 수순 게임 삼비 토네 내가 지위였어 델라 슝 게르 초바 참아로게 만두 로바 치고도 마도 만두 미치게 용은 못었어.
And so when you think of an institution, an education center for learning how to develop this kind-hearted state of mind on violence, and also the philosophical view of dependent origination, we have here with us today Tom and Kathy Victor, that were of the people that invited the Lamas to come here to Australia, and establish the center in 1974. And so they've traveled to Nepal before that. They've met the Lama. They invited them here. Together with a team of other people, they've created this center. They've created this foundation for the development of these values. And so what we then need to do is to continue to carry it on to the future, to provide the backbone, to provide the foundation, either when we look at the way that we work, or either on a personal level, or the centers level in our community. What we need to do is to carry to the future, and as much as we can to continue to provide support for this institute that provides people with the training programs, the study program for developing those core values at one's heart.
딜롬니르 칸 야부지 차바이나 롱반 디레스 롱반 디 모망그레스 추조디 처음부터 마다 미게지 빼는 나도지기 싸워니니 키로 말했어.
And the kind of motivation that we develop in wanting to provide a good support for such an institution, a place for study, is we want to benefit the people around us in our community or in this country. So it's not for our own profit, you might say. Geshe said that, like, for example, being here, it's not that he thinks of what can I get out of it? What profit do I get out of it? It's rather that we want to provide people with this study program, education place, so that they can educate the heart and thereby affect the community, the country around them.
나랑기 담자로 디카이스나 나 롱바델 레바인자 삼로데 롱바델 땅고르 삼고도 라 나델 데니 수고 델 샤지니 니 삼로데 롱바 셴바질 땅바이나 나 시교 소르지 르다 남시 카타나 시바 츠고레스 나 디소르 셰 데버킬 문도스라.
And so when Geshe came here to Australia, he said that his type of idea or thinking about being here is that if you're here, you need to have a sense of consideration for the people around you and to benefit them as much as you can. Otherwise, if your idea is that you live here and you work here, you act here, but in your mind you want to help other people that live in other places, it's like, in some sense, you can say that it's like a dead person. So from a Buddhist perspective, the point of death is the separation between body and mind. So in that sense, if your body is here, but your main interest lies somewhere else, it's like almost like, in some sense, like a dead person. The body and mind are separate. So rather than that, Geshe said that, no, he came here and his body and mind are united in that sense to be of benefit, to be of service to the people around here.
릉아 익섬디 냠드초 삼로 땅사디 아니 찌글야 삼로 땅바이나 니버텐 그레스.
And so if we have body, speech, and mind, right? So if we then combine the body, speech, and mind as one, and then we undertake a certain job, a certain task, like for example, being here and promoting those values that Geshe has mentioned, then you have such a great capacity, such great potential in undertaking a job like that.
대장 간주 디나오 내가 망부 치고랬어. 메카시 롤 슝고요 말에 카요 말했어. 내가 강 제바 뒤에 아니 또 쳐서디 산직 댐바 아직 뭐만 데려 여비 지금 오스트레일리아 나라 여비 미솔에 펜지 토나삼 먼저 지고랬어. 이케나지 네버 다고 제로쳤어.
And as such, there are many different things that we do and so many things that need to be done. And when you think of the tasks that we have at hand, some people become quite daunted. They can't really get the head around how we can accomplish all those different things. But Geshe said that going back to the beginning, kind of our idea is that, first of all, we ourselves as Buddhists, we are a Buddhist center, and our goal is to be of benefit to others, benefit to other people in Australia in drawing from our practice as Buddhist practitioner.
단단간저 나디 이게 된거라. 근데 냠든 좀 쇼스. 찍질러 로버치 치쇼스 해도 냠든 좀니 찍질러 로버치 해디. 근데 다 오스트레일리아 밸류 연면에 디츠기도 come together and help to each other. 디고고도 당간절라.
So though Geshe speaks in Tibetan now, his English is quite good. And he says that, he's been taking English classes and he's using textbooks. I think that are you still going to TAFE?
No.
No,
Too
sorry.
boring.
I spilled the beans. But anyway, Geshe said that, in one of the textbooks, when you read through Australian values, it says one of the Australian values, come together and help others, help each other.
야, 디자, 다 딘디 토라야, 당한즈 아니 공부자야. 리지 빼자치 뭐랬어. 디토라야, 페나타치 프로젝트 매니저 쯔비 칼리 슈자거스. 칼리 슈자거스. 텔라 개치 텔라 데바메나 갑도 나라. 나라 자리야 오스스. 고지 콘소 셈슈 자야기 깨자되다 남겨도 싸우는 마대로 지마도 디 간수 내고다스다 최소를 내고다스다.
And so one of Geshe's idea that took up as a vision is to then build a new gompa, a new monastery building, you might say, center building here. And so it's a mammoth project. And so we have here a project manager, and of course, promoting something like that, undertaking such a job is not an easy feat at all. And so there are challenges along the way. And so if you have any concern, any disagreement with the way that this project is continuing, then you can come up to have conversations with Geshe directly. Spill the beans in front of Geshe. He said that it's good to spill the beans, so to speak, with him rather than spilling the beans with other, in other places.
Not just conversations.
Yeah.
Can you beat to me?
Just punch him every once in a while. Belt him.
디자 간진 돌드는 드니 다 간진 데비로 니송 그린라 로 만주 쳐조 데 롱압주 거 제고 고득 체바니 진 단다 파르도 만주 레가 빼 야부드니 셰라소스 첼로 댄사 칸소 라마 기비싱이 덴데셔야 다지 다 간지 시오 야부드니 셰라소스 데소 참말로 카빈 유레스 나마레스.
A couple of years ago, we have celebrated our 50th anniversary. It was also a very massive celebration. And since then, we have had quite a few activities, big activities that have been hosted here at the center. We have invited quite a few lamas, spiritual teachers, to come and visit us in the center. So all those different things that happened are quite great, and they were single-handedly planned and executed by Calvin Yu.
그런 냠도 먼저 lawyer bet 빼면서 가던 게 있어.
And we also have Beth here together with us. Very kind to us, very helpful to us. Thank you very much for all the help that you've been providing us with.
가다 열랑 딘드링이 될야 same thing. 아니 남부촌 들려야 제대로디 남자를 가빈 거거든. 남자 내가 제일 이버도 거거든. 라 아니 시스템 전부도 로브종도 멜라제원도 등한스 이버도 거거든. 라 남자 참 말이 퀸슬랜드게 단다 남비 소발아야 거거든. 오스트레일리아 자용기 남비 소발아야 거거든. 그 참이 속소레스. 그래서 남자는 이버도 거거든.
And so we need someone like Calvin to be around. That we've been doing at the center. We have so many upcoming projects, so many things that need to be done. So we need someone that not only knows how to do things, but also that can persevere. But also someone that can reach out with, network different people. So Kevin not only has been very active here at Chenrezig Institute, but also in the Buddhist Association in Queensland and also in Australia, all over Australia. So a man of many talents. So we need someone like you, and please continue. You cannot quit.
내가 참으로
Yeah.
당말했어.
And everything that Kevin has been doing is completely free of charge as a volunteer.
문드는 당란시로스.
So please continue to do that. And I would add in this and future lives as well.
아니 델스 페로징가 가다
Gessler would like to offer you a kata, Kevin, so please come forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Han. This is Australia tradition.
A koala hug.
I have small gift. This is His Holiness Dalai Lama's statue from Dharamsala.
So it's pendant from Dharamsala given by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. There didn't tell ya, Jabjilama Sovereign Chigi. The Gombe Tila Yodeva. And there is a chosen the thing so. And there is a good that those Jeon, the only Tanigi, Song Chancellor Samsung, and it could be long you started such a ring laya. And it Romuchi Gomba Yordan and the Drip to Amaris.
we also here, of course, unveil today the new statue of Chenrezig, who is at the very center of the altar. You can say the very center of the Gompa. And for us, Chenrezig is the main being that we rely upon, the main mandate that we rely upon. And as was stated before, the idea, the wish to construct this statue and install it here at Chenrezig Institute is more than 2 decades in the making. First of all, it was the wish of Kyabje Lama Sopa Rinpoche, and it took more than 20 years to finally invite the statue here to the center.
This is the did the Tanda Trobo Habchenda and Jerry and Cabin Kora Robocheri and Anaya Sagita, Shende Mambo Oman Bemon, please give me money. I love the daughters. Can't you do that? And Delia, Nin Taban Toji.
So
아,
All right.
맞다. 애서 놓다
네,
보면 속어.
And so, as Geshe said, and also, as other dignitaries have said, it was the work of so many people coming together, so, we have here Hafchen and Gerek, and Calvin and Elsa that has been running the Nuni retreats for years on end, I can say. And so offerings are made often during the Nuni retreat, in which we recite the mantra of Chenrezig, Om Mani Padme Hum. And all those donations were dedicated for the statue. And Geshe said jokingly, "Where is my cut here?" But anyway, thank you very much for everyone that have put so much hard work into it. Thank you very much, Elsa.
되는 다든 되는 당 안주지 아니 템버던 롤에 펜비기 지 자와칸 지여버 디기 톨레데니 아니 자와rum부치 데빌로니 나올래 자와rum징아 공로 자다 숨주 슈 투그리 송야레스 송고레
Somchoe.
숨주 데빌로니 나올래 살마무 송야레스 팅 난츠 son놈 기쪽 바이나 자와rum지 자자 야타면 슈그레스 And this shoot to yagi gula dragi tam nin manam shugis, tondo shugis.
And so for us, to have His Holiness the Dalai Lama still around with us is important. First of all, as someone that is offering service to the teachings of the Buddha, but also offering service to living beings, to sentient beings. And so it's really important for us to have His Holiness leading us for many years to come. And so His Holiness said numerous times in the past couple of years that he might even live to the age of 130, which for us is incredible. So we want to continue to make aspirations, to make prayers. May that come to pass. May we continuously be guided by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So in that vein, we're also going to say some prayers, some words of prayers, in order to foster that devotion to His Holiness the Dalai Lama with a wish for him to be guided by him for a long time to come.
Tinza the jawarumchi ni gongdan jada sumjula ya shuk tubi temdi la ya nganzu daram sala chan tenshu ke mbutsen tsodi jamgolam tsonga wa chimbi ku jitsenze ma ku jada sumju songa shangyes tinganzu pyeyes. And ditola ya chan zugi ani oni sem tini tadi the yagbuntu samayna shendebde pyeyna jasha jada ma yagbu yores. Yeah.
And so there are statues of the great Tibetan master, Jetsun Kappa, that have been constructed, that have been commissioned. 135 statues that will be offered to His Holiness the Dalai Lama during the long life puja. And so if anyone, by the way, would like to participate, to contribute to the statues that will be offered to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, then please talk to us and we'd be happy to take your money.
Now, if
you think that it's like just a waste of time, a waste of money, don't worry about it. No, there's no need to participate in something like that. Yeah. And so the idea is that we're gonna travel to India and see His Holiness the Dalai Lama and offer a long life puja and long life prayer. So we need to make it with a mind that is completely pure, that is as pure as pure. Anyway, it seems that Geshe said that he ran out of time, although I still have many things to say. So maybe it's best to leave it here for now.
Thank you so much, Kenla, for the precious and truly inspiring words. And thank you so much, Venerable Kartson, for helping us understand the Geshe-la's precious words and for your wonderful translation. Thank you. And now, as we continue today's celebration, I would like to invite Geshe Tsultrim again. to cut the birthday cake on behalf of His Holiness Dalai Lama, accompanied by the children from the Queensland Tibetan community and all children in the Gompa. Please come and join us to singing happy birthday song to His Holiness. Short blessing. Okay, so we just wait 1 minute. We just do the short blessing first.
Ale mange jowo sonje den dale je den mange bote nange jato dale je palange jage zamalo wale che jage zamana dan zere je lambo je jade zamajando wale je dale zama wale je me jane zamajalo lale je ne je me zamala na damale je radare zamana jado wale je janze gabo je zamaja jado je gama me nama zamale je ne je me zamade nage de no gaba mabawa sa de ne de de zamaja range de go le ze de la la wo ye me ma te ze no je je go ja ige zo le ze la ma je de de go to je zo je ye la la yo de wa le ye Dobaje wajo mo baje wajo mo Zulaje ro were de Joy do je se ojo do ge de wo che de wa ne che so de be an sa me da na zo Zero joy de be do John de was it I de be enjoy the Thank you.
Thank you very much, Geshe-la, and thank you very much, children, for your beautiful singing. And just I would like to also quickly take the opportunity to give a bit of background about the previous statue that was standing in this altar. It's been here for as long as we existed. And that statue has served us really well. His Holiness Dalai Lama and many High Lamas have been here and blessed the statue. And so the statue is very precious to us. It is currently being cared for and it's been relocated into the foyer downstairs between the tower room and the library. We're taking a great opportunity to do some restoration and upgrade and repainting. So it will continue to serve us out down in the foyer. So thank you. And if you like to go down and have a look, it's currently down there.
This concludes now our formal ceremony, and we warmly invite everyone to enjoy a delicious lunch in a Big Love Cafe, generously sponsored by Pata Vietnamese Monastery in Brisbane and freely offered to everyone attending today. And the birthday cake will be served afterwards in the Nalanda Masters Garden. The cultural performances in the Nalanda Masters Garden will commence from 2 p.m. till 4 p.m. and followed by a vegetarian dinner also freely offered to everyone at 5 p.m. And at 6:30 p.m. we will be screening The Wisdom of Happiness, His Holiness the Dalai Lama's latest documentary film in the Gompa. And for those requiring transport back to the Yudlo train station later today or anytime during the day, please make your way to the meeting point near the welcome sign at the first car park where our shuttle service will be operating. And thank you all so much for being here today. May this celebration become a cause for His Holiness the Dalai Lama's long life, perfect health, and the fulfillment of all his wishes. May the blessings of the Thousand-Armed Chenrezig Statue bring peace, compassion, and happiness to all beings. Thank you so much.
Ammoy sarvada thangate samyek sambuddhembhyo namo